All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And welcome to another edition of Morning Perspective. Apologize. I have a little bit of a raspy voice here this morning, but I'm with you. And we're going to talk a little bit about why I'm with you today, why I missed yesterday, and a lot of things in between. But today is August 27th. It's a Tuesday. That means that just over 65% of this year is completed. You guys have about 125 days after today to make the best of 2019. So today is episode 22, and we're going to talk about why playing offense in your everyday life will always bring you better results than playing defense. And that's a topic that has a lot of information and a lot of relevance in my personal life right now. We're going to jump right into that here in just a minute. But before we do that, I have some exciting news to share with all of you guys about an event that happened in our family last night. So last night, right around 11:30, I believe 11:31 p.m., Lori and I gained another niece. Lori's sister, Leah, gave birth to a beautiful little baby girl last night. So I will wait for them to share all the details of that situation. But man, what a blessing it is to be an aunt and uncle again for Lori and I. And so congratulations to Leah and Brian. And we cannot wait to meet that beautiful little girl in person. So congratulations to them, and what a way to start the day, right? So for you guys tuning in that have been following along here, I appreciate the support and wanted to let you guys know, in case you haven't seen the post that I shared, that we are now live. These episodes are all going to be shared live on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher. There's probably more places than that I don't even know exist yet, but I'm learning my way through getting all of this stuff shared out and on the right platforms, and it takes a minute to learn this stuff, but nothing too complicated. So any of you guys out there that have ever thought about doing something like this, don't ever be afraid to take the jump, because you'll learn as you go, and you'll figure out, like, once you figure it out, it's not that difficult, but getting through the process sometimes takes a few minutes. So so getting back to the topic today, guys. So why playing offense in your everyday life will always bring you better results than playing defense. This is something that for me, this topic kind of came from the last few days for me. So this weekend, Saturday night, went to a wedding of a couple of friends of ours, Matt and Courtney, down in Oakland. Felt great, had a good time with all the friends. And came home, and Sunday morning, man, I was like just laid up, just not feeling too good. Felt like I got hit by a freight train. No, I did not have too many drinks, for those who are wondering. But the reality is that I just felt awful, and so I was laid up on the couch all day Sunday. Just kind of trying to recover, trying to take it easy. I had a long week last week, a lot of late nights, a lot of things going on. So, I knew that I was just a little bit worn down from last week. So I figured, I'll take Sunday and kind of just try to recover, right? So I didn't move off the couch all day Sunday, and yesterday still not feeling the greatest, and so made it through the workday yesterday, got everything done that I needed to get done, and so in my mind, I was like telling myself, man, you still don't feel too good, man. You should take it easy. You should just take a little time to recover, and don't push yourself too hard, and don't this and don't that. And the reality is, guys, is that I started just kind of telling myself this story that allowed myself to take it easy. And so I was literally sitting here last night. Good morning, Trudy, Patricia, Lee, Deborah, Bill. Good morning, guys, and thank you guys for jumping on. I appreciate it. But I started telling myself this story of why it was okay for me to do these things, and I was literally, I don't remember whether I was standing in my house, sitting on the couch, what I was doing, but I logged into Instagram for a minute, and I watched one of Andy Frisella's stories about a guy that he met last week at the Arte Syndicate event out in Idaho. And this guy was really, focused on improving himself. The guy wanted to improve his health and discipline and all those kinds of things. And so Andy said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start 75 hard over again with this guy starting tomorrow. And for whatever reason, that flipped a switch in me that I was like, what am I doing? When I was doing 75 hard in, I guess April, May, June, I had no excuses. I don't care what I felt like. I didn't care what it took. I was going to get from point A to point Z, regardless of what was standing in front of me. And, in that instant, something just switched. And I said, I looked at my wife and I said, I'm going to go for a run. And she was like, what? But these are the things, guys, and I did an Instagram story post last night about this, but who you surround yourself with, who you take in information from, what those pieces of information look like, they matter. Because in that moment, I found a higher gear. I don't feel great this morning. I got a 45-minute workout this morning on the Peloton in. I don't feel great. You guys can hear I don't sound like myself. But I feel better than I did yesterday. And that was motivation that I pulled from somebody else. And so I will start with this. Don't ever underestimate the motivation that you can get by pulling it from somebody else. And sometimes we all need that moment of motivation, that instantaneous switch to come from somebody else. And once we get that motivation and we get the momentum created in our life, then we can keep on riding that motivation for some time based off of what started from somebody else. And that is probably one of the most important lessons I could give you guys about my experience on social media, what it has done for me connecting with people in groups, people that watch shows like this one, just connecting with other people on a different level. Because the reality is, guys, we live in a world where people are inside far more often than ever before. And so our ability to connect on social media and be able to take our life to a whole new level is completely different than it's ever been in the past. And it's more important than ever to be able to leverage that resource of having social media in front of you to connect with like-minded people. Because I've got news for you guys. If you think that there's a bunch of people that live within a 2-minute radius of you that think the exact same way as you do, you're probably fooling yourself. And so as a result of Andy Frisella's post last night and my little run, and I was out there and I thought to myself, like, man, I'm going to start this again too. So today is day 1 of round 2 of 75 hard for me. And man, I didn't feel good this morning when the alarm went off. I didn't feel like getting up, but you know what? It's that time for me again. It's that time to solidify the discipline that I started the first time. I was messaging somebody this morning that's in the middle of 75 hard while I was on the bike riding. And I said, like, those first 75 days did so much for me, right? From a discipline standpoint, from a mental toughness standpoint. But the Bill McDonald, my man, let's go. Patricia, day 1, everybody's in here. Let's go. But that first round of it did so much for me. But the reality is that when you get back to everyday life, some of those things fall off, or you get back to accepting some of those excuses. And believe me, light years better than I ever was before. But the reality is that better is not good enough. And so what I am trying to reach for is just crafting that best version of myself in every single aspect of life. And it's discipline that will get us there. And so going back to the title of this episode, why playing offense in your everyday life will always bring you better results than playing defense. What I was doing Sunday and Monday was playing defense, guys. And by all means, everybody in the world would tell me that it was okay. I mean, I'm still like right here. You guys, hopefully you can't tell too much, but I'm literally sweating sitting here right now, just like, I don't feel the greatest. But the reality is, guys, is that I'm going to feel this way whether I'm playing offense or defense. And I can guarantee you this, that playing offense will get rid of this faster and will give me more momentum, more confidence, it will make this go away faster by me playing offense in my own life. And so when we tell ourselves, when we give ourselves these excuses, and again, most of the time, everybody in the world's going to tell you that they're valid excuses. What we're truly doing to ourselves is giving ourselves the ability to play at a lower level than what we're truly capable of playing. And that, guys, is never going to get you the life that you want. It's never going to get you the results that you want. And people are never going to look at you and say, that's the person that I want to be like. What I'm trying to do in this world is to bring another level of inspiration to people, to make them believe in a better version of themselves, to look at somebody else and say, if they can do it, I can do it. And the reality is, guys, that's what other people that I follow do for me. And so this is a chain of command here, right? It's connecting the dots. It's linking the chains together to give people the power to find that best version of themselves that they can possibly find, to find the highest gear that they have, to keep pushing in a direction that allows themselves to look in the mirror and say, I'm happy with that person that I see. And for me, that is what got my ass off the couch yesterday and out running, and I felt awful out there. I was like, could barely get moving. I was coughing or whatever. But at the end of 45 minutes, I felt better. I felt more accomplished. I felt like I checked a box that I needed to check. And when I woke up this morning, and again, I did not feel good. Make no mistake about it. I did not feel good this morning when I woke up. Good morning, Lydia, Trudy, Dina, Jessica, Lee. What's going on? Chris Patterson, what's happening, man? Andre, what's going on, brother? What part of the world you in this morning, man? But when I woke up this morning, I did not feel like doing it. But the reality is that the further that we push ourselves, the more we play offense and the less we play defense in our own lives, the more wins we're going to string together, the more momentum we're going to create, the more results you're going to get because you look in the mirror and you like that person that you see in the mirror a hell of a lot more than you ever did in the past. That's what this is all about. Perspective is a powerful word, both outward and inward, right? How we see the world, but also ask yourself the question, what is your perspective of yourself? So when we go on offense, we choose offense over defense. We make a choice that benefits us. We make a choice that's going to push us to a better version of ourselves. And the reality is that the more times that we make those choices and we go and prove to ourselves that we can keep more promises to ourselves than we did before, you're going to start to see a different level of confidence. And when you see that different level of confidence, guys, that's what creates incredible amounts of momentum in your life. And you will get to a point where you feel like there's nothing you can't do. I remember this feeling from when I did 75 hard the first time. And I was like, I got to day 30. The first week of it, I was completely out of shape. I'm happy to share the before and after photos of what I look like in this comment stream, just to give you guys an idea of what that looked like. I was out of shape. I was dying the first 7 days that I did that program, but I just continued to push forward. And no matter how bad it hurt, if I couldn't run, I walked. And eventually I was peeling off 5-6 miles every single day. And I felt great. And I looked in the mirror and I liked the guy that I saw, because that guy that I saw in the mirror was keeping promises to himself and making progress in life, had a higher level of confidence. And I've never looked at myself as a person that lacked confidence. But when you see the person that stares back at you after you chain together a bunch of days where you keep promises to yourself that you wouldn't have kept before, you're going to see a different version of yourself that you didn't know was in there. And so I would encourage you guys to be honest with yourself. Look yourself in the mirror today and say, what is it that I've been telling myself I was going to do? And I just been making excuses. I've been giving myself the defense to not do it instead of playing offense. I can tell you this. I'm not here to brag, but I would put my schedule, the schedule that I have, the things I have to juggle, I would put my schedule against a lot of people. Not everybody, because there's people that are far busier than me. But I would put my schedule against a lot of people. And what I will tell you is this. My wife told me probably a month ago, right after we got home from Anguilla, maybe we were in Anguilla on vacation. She told me, when you did 75 hard, you were more productive than I've ever seen you in my life. Guys, I had a longer list of stuff to do every single day. I can tell you with a straight face, I was a better husband. I was a better father. I was a better business partner. I was better to our clients. I was better in every aspect of my life because I was dialed in, and that guy in the mirror was taking no prisoners every single day. I was dialed in. And every day that passed, I was getting more and more and more dialed in to exactly the person that I am meant to be. And so it takes, guys, it takes breaking yourself down and pushing yourself to limits that you didn't think were possible. Jordan Stupar, Jay Duran, what's happening, boys? Gary Napoli, what's going on? Zach, good morning. It takes breaking yourself down, guys. There's a quote that says, everybody wants to be a diamond, but nobody wants pressure and nobody wants to get cut. The reality is that if you can't endure some level of discomfort, pain, sacrifice, you're never going to get what you want, guys. That's what it takes. It takes looking yourself in the mirror and saying, I've had enough. Enough of the bullshit excuses that you tell yourself every single day as to why you can't. I can tell you guys, if you just go search the hashtag 75hard on Instagram, would probably be the best place. You could search it probably here on Facebook. You're going to see people that started at 500 and something pounds. And by the way, this isn't a weight loss challenge. It's a mental toughness challenge. It's a discipline challenge. You just happen to get a lot of physical progress in the process. But you're going to see people that started at 500 something pounds. So if you want to look in the mirror and feel bad for yourself, guess what, guys? Nobody's going to get in line to feel bad for you with you. I can promise you. Because everybody has something to overcome. Everybody has a story that they've been telling themselves for a long, long, long time. And so the day that you choose, change happens in an instant. It takes time to actually make it happen, but that change happens in the instant that you decide that you've had enough. That you've had enough of playing defense in your life, of things happening and you trying to fend it all off, or, oh man, I've got so much to do, so I can't do this. Or I feel like crap. Like I told myself I don't feel good. So I'm just going to sit on the couch for a day or a day and a half, and I'm not going to show up to do this show yesterday because I felt terrible. But the reality is, guys, I could have been here yesterday if I wanted to. That's the truth. You want full transparency? I could have been here yesterday, and I probably should have been here yesterday. Even if I sounded like shit, even if I wasn't myself, I should have showed up. Because that's what the real best version of me does. I still bring the value to you guys. I still do my best. I still set the best example. And so today, to set the best example, I'm here to own the fact that I let myself off the hook for a couple of days. I didn't live up to my full potential. I didn't push through it. I could have done it, and I chose not to. And so now I'm just here to correct the course. And I'm here to start today, Tuesday, making this week the best week that I've had in a long time. So this morning, I woke up at 5:39. I hit the snooze button. I shouldn't have, but I did. 5:39, went downstairs, hit the Peloton for 45 minutes. Sweat my ass off, boy. Sweat my ass off. And it was the first time I was on the Peloton in a minute, and it was tough. I'm not going to lie. But guess what, guys? I was playing offense. I wasn't playing defense. I wasn't laying in bed telling myself it's okay. I wasn't waking up late because, I had the excuse. I was there. I showed up. And that's as simple as it gets, guys. That's all it takes for you to start winning at a higher level, for you to start pushing yourself and looking in the mirror and seeing a person that you're proud of. That's what this is all about, guys. When you look in the mirror and you start seeing a person that you're proud of, everything in your life will get better. Your results will automatically get better. Everything you do will get better. You will hold yourself to a higher standard. Every behavior in your life will get better just by liking the person that you see in the mirror. If you are constantly looking in the mirror and telling yourself excuses and letting yourself down and not playing at the level that you know you're capable of playing, then don't be surprised when you don't get the results that you're looking for. Guys, this isn't easy. This isn't child's play. This isn't for the weak of heart. I was texting, I was Instagram messaging with one of my buddies this morning who's in the middle of 75 hard while I was on the bike. And, I told him, I'm like, man, be careful, because he's doing 75 hard and going straight into the next phase of the program. And I said, man, be careful. One of my buddies, got himself literally unhealthy and ended up in bed for over a week because he didn't listen to his body doing 75 hard and he was pushing too hard. Guys, this isn't child's play. This is serious stuff. Like anybody that's done it, tried it, been a part of it, or anything like it. There's more than just this program out there, but anything like it, it is not something that you should take lightly, because it is a difficult thing to complete. It takes a hard, disciplined mind to make it 75 days doing all of these things. So for those of you who don't know what this program is all about, I'll drop it in the comments when we're done here. But I would invite all of you guys, anybody that wants to participate in this program. We're starting today. Today's day one. We got 75 days of this to go. And I would welcome all of you guys. I promise you this. If you become a part of it, it will change your life. There's no question about it. That it will introduce you to the better version of yourself that you've been looking for. And, it's something that everybody should experience. Alex Lucic, my man. That's the dude right there. That dude, he chained together more days of 75 hard than anybody I know. Crazy. I mean, that dude, I don't know. I can't even imagine what that dude feels like today compared to what he felt like when he started that program. But I can tell you from my experience that it is unbelievable, the difference that you feel in your life and the difference you feel when you look in the mirror and you know that that's a person that has done more in the last 75 days than they've ever done in their life to keep promises to themselves. There's no feeling like it, guys. You can't replace it. And so I would tell you, going back to the title of this show, why playing offense in your everyday life will always bring you better results than defense. Guys, if you're waiting for something to come to you in this life, it's not going to happen. So if you're not on offense, you're not gaining ground, guys. What happens on defense? The defense is always getting pushed down the field, right? The only way that the defense doesn't get pushed down the field is if the defense is playing offense on the offense. They're attacking the quarterback. Their linebackers are just swarming the quarterback, pushing through the line. They're playing offense on defense. That's the only way it works, guys. It's the same in life. If you're just trying to hold life back, you're always getting pushed in the wrong direction. When you realize that, your life will start to change. Judd, what's happening? Good morning. Your life will start to change in that instant when you realize that you can't and shouldn't be pushed back anymore. Don't let it happen, guys. Play offense all day long, every day, and do things that create discipline that allow you to play offense more often. Good morning, Carrie Ann. I am feeling better, kinda. I'm pushing through it. Let's just say that. But that's the reality, guys. And so I'll leave you with that. It's just, if you're allowing yourself to make those excuses and quote unquote take it easy, then you're selling yourself short. You're selling your family short. You're selling your people you do business with short. All of it. You're selling everything short. And so don't allow yourself to make the excuses. Don't allow yourself to take it easy. 90% of the time, you don't need to take it easy. You're just telling yourself some story that justifies you sitting on the couch and being lazy. I know, because I do it. That's the reality, guys. So I'll leave you with that. Again, I just want to remind you guys that we are live now on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, bunch of different places you'll be able to catch these episodes. And I know that for a lot of people, it's more convenient. Sometimes if you guys are watching the replay on Facebook, you will then, instead of watching the replay on Facebook, you can catch it other places and you can let it play in your car while you're driving. So we've got all those things out there. And so if you guys could hop on over to iTunes and leave us a review. If you find this valuable, those episodes are super easy to share. You just click the three buttons there, click the three little dots on the side on the button and click share episode and send it out to your friends and introduce them to this. Our mission is simple, guys. We want to start every day with a bright message, with intention, and start every day off on the right foot instead of consuming the things that the world tries to give us. And so, that's our mission. We're trying to reach as many people as we possibly can. And so the only way we're going to do that is if you guys support this mission as well. I've got some guests coming up for you. One is coming later this week, and it's going to be absolute fire. So I will announce that probably tomorrow morning. I'm just waiting to confirm which day it's going to be. But I've got a guest that's going to bring some fire to you. And we're going to continue to try and bring guests on this show that take things to another level, offer you guys a different perspective other than just me. But we're going to come to you every morning at 7:30 a.m. and try to start your day off right. And I appreciate you guys supporting this show, for jumping on here and sharing your morning with me. I will continue to try to bring value and inspiration and some perspective that changes your life and pushes you in a positive direction. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 7:30 here on Morning Perspective.